Well, we're continuing to keep an eye on the environmental issues that have happened with all the freshwater intrusion here in the Gulf Coast. Moby Solangi with the Institute for Marine Mammal Studies is the go-to person to care for sick or injured marine mammals, as well as turtles, and to try to find the cause when they have problems. Moby, thanks so much for joining us. And tell us, from your scientific standpoint, what are the biggest issues with freshwater intrusion into the Mississippi Sound?
Well, the Mississippi River is really not naturally connected to the Mississippi Sound. So by diverting it into the Mississippi Sound, you're not only just bringing in fresh water, you're bringing in river water, which is full of industrial, agriculture, and sewage waste from 31 states and 2 provinces in Canada. And then when you put them through Lake Pontchartrain into the Mississippi Sound, it changes the habitat, affects the habitat. See, what we use is dolphins and sea turtles, the top predators, as the canaries in the mine. And by monitoring them, we can predict what's going to happen to the environment. And so what we started seeing was that these animals, large numbers of them started dying. With dolphins, we were able to see freshwater lesions, which are big sores on their body that allow the bacteria and the viruses to go into them and then kills them. We're not sure about the turtles yet, but what has happened is when the habitat changes, their food source changes. So now the blue crab that was their food is not there for the turtles. The habitat, which was oyster reefs, is not there. So you've lost almost all your oyster reefs, almost 30 to 40% of your blue crabs, your finfish, the entire ecosystem, the links that make the ecosystem, the bottom dwellers and the algae, all of them has changed.
What kind of timeline are we talking about to fix the problem that is already before us?
Our biggest problem is that we're at a dead end. The Western Sound, there's very little tidal fluctuation, so the water stagnates. So even if we close the Bonnie Carey today, the Lake Pontchartrain, which is bigger than the Mississippi Sound, is full of fresh water or river water, and it'll keep on draining through that little canal called the Wrigley's, and it'll just keep on pouring for months. And so this problem is going to be very severe.
Many mainstream media outlets are attributing this problem to residual effects of the BP oil spill. Is this the case, or is this damage we are currently seeing solely because of the fresh water flowing into the Gulf?
We've been monitoring strandings for 30 years. And since the last 10 years, we've seen, we have a pretty good idea of how many animals will die. And so the average has been about 40 or 50 per year. This year, we have, in up to June, we have 130 dolphins and 156 turtles. Just to give you a comparison, in 2010, during the BP oil spill, when hundreds of people were looking, cleaning up and finding these animals, we got 91 dolphins and 309 sea turtles. And so we have already surpassed the numbers that we found dead during the BP oil spill for the entire year. We're in June and we're at 130 dolphins, and we have another 6 months to go before the end of this year.
So would you say that this issue could be more harmful to the Gulf than, say, the oil spill?
From the documentation that we have, certainly, during the BP oil spill, we didn't have that many losses in our oyster fisheries and our crab fisheries and other aspects. Most of the oil was a little further out. This is hitting home. This is hitting the Mississippi Sound.
Well, Moby, thanks so much for joining us and kind of giving us an update for us and our viewers. And we look forward to checking back with you in the future as this event continues to unfold.